Today, in usual Hanian 117 fashion, I am late to upload a video again. But I'm actually getting it on the right day this time. So, yeah, that's a big plus. There you go. And I know you may be asking, Hanian 117,
what is wrong with you?
why are you blue? Well, I'm in the blue dimension. What does this mean? I'm in the blue dimension. I'm blue. That's it. That's all you need to know. I'm blue. Is the blue dimension we're in. And we've been on the blue dimension on stream the last couple of days, and we will continue to remain in the blue dimension. Now, as far as actual videos, I don't know if I'm going to stay in the blue dimension, but just a little side note, I'll let you know, hey, the blue dimension could come back in YouTube videos, so heads up. But that's not the point of the video. Today, I want to talk about this little phrase that I was making up during when I was reading comments and making more videos and stuff. And that phrase is, don't be cooked, become the chef. Now, what does this mean? Well, in my eyes, it's a mentality thing. Why spend all of your time thinking that you are cooked and nothing will ever go right when you have all the ingredients in front of you and you can become the chef and cook? Don't be cooked. You should cook. That's it. Someone cooked here. There's a lot of Breaking Bad references in this video. I don't know. It just happened. But the point is, there's always something that you could be doing, right? There's always something that you could be working on, something you could be working towards in order to get to your goals, whatever that may be, right? Like I say in every video, I want these videos to be, from a computer science perspective, but it can be applied to like anything, right? So I want to be able to just use this in, any other facet of life, whenever something looks like it's over, there's no hope. One, there's always hope. And two, you can become the chef. Do and don't have things done onto you. That makes sense. Go do, You always have the ability to do something, so go do it. It's simple, right? Well, it sounds simple, but in actual reality, it's not. My grandma always said the most true things in the world are the most simple things, and I would have to agree with that, but our brain has a way of complicating things, right? Putting the worst possible scenarios in our head, and if we're in that headspace too long, we'll start to believe it, right? So I just want to stress the fact that sometimes our brains are stupid and dumb and also stupid, okay? So really you have to be able to distinguish from, okay, this is a decent thought, right? I can use this, it's positive. It can, provide positive impact on my life versus my stupid, dumb, and stupid brain is telling me stupid and dumb and also stupid things that I should not listen to, right? Without going into details, right? I mean, shit, that's a big problem that I got, right? Sometimes my mental game is not the best, but, at the end of the day, I'm still going to keep going, right? Because I got no other option, and that's a big part. You just really have to just keep going. Learn to cook and become a chef at whatever you do, right? Don't get cooked by anything, whether it be environmental variables, where you're at, what you're doing and stuff like that. Anything, right? You can always become the chef and just start making the craziest dishes of all time. Before you know it, you'll be Sanji on the, Going Merry, cooking up everything for everybody. And damn, you're a good chef at, whatever the hell you're doing, right? You can, just really lock in on something, get good at it, and people will notice, right? And that's not even the point, right? The point is not to do things for people to notice, but people will notice whenever you're really putting in work and be like, oh, you're talking about some real stuff, and I can tell, you've actually given yourself to this craft, whatever it is, right? So, it's I don't know. It's just like something you have to always remember that like it's never really over until you're dead, and you can always come back and cook, right? You can always learn to cook. That's it. With whatever you're doing, you can always become better. You can always rise over the challenges and, whatever variables are against you, right? You can always just say, man, fuck you. I'm going to do this cool thing that I want to do and get good at it. Doesn't matter what it is. In my case, it's like getting good at programming so I can make some cool stuff and, get a job from that. But to be honest with you, right, the job for me would be like a means to an end, right? I need money, and I guess purpose as well, right? That would provide purpose. I have set, deadlines of things that I would need to do, and I have to do them, right? So it's just really, it's a big mental thing, right? You have to do things in order to get satisfaction from them, right? Let's take it back to the chef example, right? Whenever you're making something, some type of dish, right? The goal is to be satisfied and not be hungry anymore, and for the dish to be good food, good, satisfying, filling food, right? And you need to apply that with whatever you're doing. You need to get satisfaction from it to where you can be at the end of the day like, yeah, I worked today and I worked my ass off today and I did some good. I really got better at this one thing. It's a day at a time of doing that over and over again for however long. And then you get to the point where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what I'm talking about here. Like I've done this stuff enough to where it's, I got this not figured out maybe, but I have more direction. I know what to do next, right? And that's like a big thing that happened with me in this YouTube thing, right? Because, like I said, the biggest thing I was looking for was like a direction of like a what next, because it seemed like all the doors had closed on me. But that's because that's just what I thought. I thought all the doors had closed, when in reality, I opened the YouTube door, and that, became something that really pushed me forwards. And, like whether it be, opportunities for the CS stuff, or the fact that I just want to make stuff on here or on my Twitch, whatever, right? And I know I've been a little bit lacking on, the videos and stuff. I forgot to upload Monday, but, I'm going to keep doing my best to keep making stuff on here, because I like to. At the end of the day, I like doing this stuff. So I'm going to keep doing it. And maybe one of these days, I'll become a chef of my own with this stuff, right? I've been doing this content stuff for a while, but I would not say I'm at like the chef level to where like I know exactly what I want to do, and, the next steps that I need to take in order to, become successful from this thing. Am I doing this YouTube thing to be successful, or am I doing it to make cool stuff and be satisfied? If I can get successful off this stuff, that's a dream come true, right? But that's not why I do it. No, I do it because I love it and I'm satisfied whenever I make something cool, with this YouTube thing specifically. And you can apply that, with any other thing that I do, right? I just like making cool stuff. But, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the make cool stuff video next, because I've been saying that a lot. I figured I'd do this one first just because I've also been saying this thing a lot. But, like I said, man, just gain satisfaction and enjoyment from whatever you're doing. You got it, man. If only, we didn't, need to, work for money, not satisfaction, right? But that's the world we live in, and there ain't a thing that I, or probably you, can do about it. Now, this is not me saying you can't do anything, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you know what I mean, right? We are in this environment, wherever you're living at, and you must adapt to it. But at the same time, it would be very wise if you were to be satisfied and happy with what you were doing, and I guess that's really about it. Like I said, man, you're not cooked when you can become the chef. You should start doing the cooking. How about that? Nah, but this is that's probably gonna do it for this one. Like I said, Blue Dimension has been activated, whatever that means, I don't know, but we are now blue. Maybe next time I won't be blue. I just felt like being in the Blue Dimension today, and so that's what we're gonna do. So thank you everybody for watching. You can catch me on Twitch and YouTube, right? I'm live almost every day. The schedule over there is like less of a schedule and more like I am going to stream like every single day. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll do Twitch and YouTube whenever I'm working on projects, or if I'm just playing the game, I'll just be on Twitch. You know, I don't expect as many people to watch that, you know, because that's not why I blew up. But I'm always going to keep doing that because that's what I've always done and I enjoy it. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you, and stay tuned for Friday for the Make Cool Stuff vid. See ya.